Hey guys, so it is Wednesday, April 22nd, and we are going to be filling out our plot diagrams today up to the climax. So we are getting really close to the end of our novel. Today's assignment, of course, or your reading today, will be to read chapter 10, and there's only 12 chapters. So we're close to being finished. And the climax, as you guys know, we are getting towards the end of the novel. So we'll just get right to it and go ahead and go over what we have on the plot diagram thus far and up to the climax. Okay, so as you can see, after today, we don't have very much left of our plot diagram or of the novel itself, but I'm going to go over and quickly review what we have done so far in our plot diagram. So of course we filled out our exposition, which would be pretty much just the character, our protagonist, Pony Boy, information about him, and our setting, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1960s. Then the conflict, which is going to be the external and the internal conflicts for our protagonist, which is Pony Boy. So the external conflict would be when Derry slaps Pony Boy after he comes home late. And then that has something to do with our internal conflict, or Pony Boy's internal conflict. It just amplifies Pony Boy's internal conflict that he is unwanted, a true outsider, even with his own family. Of course, this conflict leads into our rising action event number 1. So Pony Boy gets slapped by Derry, and he decides to run away, and of course Johnny is willing. So Pony Boy and Johnny run away. This is event number 1 in our rising action. And the Socs and the Blue Mustang jump them. Johnny ends up killing Bob to save Pony Boy on accident, who would have otherwise drowned. So Pony Boy was drowning. Johnny had to do something. He accidentally kills Bob. Sorry, Bob. Event number 2 in our rising action. So our author is building all this suspense here. It happens in chapter 6. Pony Boy, Johnny, and Dally are named heroes for saving a group of kids from the burning abandoned church. Johnny is badly injured and taken to the hospital. So a group of kind of unlikely heroes. So we just read chapter 9. That's what your assignment was over the weekend, or on Monday, I should say. And event number 3 in our rising action. So the big, much anticipated rumble between the Greasers and the Socs. Pony Boy gets hurt. He gets a concussion. But they've been talking about this rumble. They've been talking about how they're going to fight after Johnny kills Bob the Soc. So you can see one event leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. It's just kind of a snowball effect. And then at the end of chapter 9, that's where our climax happens of the book. The most suspenseful moment. This will always affect the protagonist, which in this case is Pony Boy. And it's kind of a turning point for our protagonist and in the novel itself. So this is when Johnny dies in the hospital due to his injuries from the fire, and he tells Pony Boy to stay gold. That is a very famous line in this novel. Probably the most famous line in this novel is to stay gold. And of course, this is in reference to Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. And what he means by this is stay gold, stay innocent. Even though you've seen a lot of really hard stuff, he hopes Pony Boy will come out of this still good like he is. So after this, all we have left is our falling action. And these are events that happen because of the climax. So effects of the climax are falling action, and then of course our resolution will happen in chapter 12. I also added one more to our theme, which was violence. So far, themes throughout the novel, we have society and class, obviously a big one. Appearances, love, loyalty, isolation, we had those last time. And then I've added violence. Obviously the big rumble and violence is another one. So we have 2 more themes that we're going to fill out before the end of this. But I just wanted to point that out as well. So that's what your plot diagram should look like as of today. And then tonight's homework is to read chapter 10. So the next time we will do this, we'll be talking about the whole thing completely filled out. that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I do want to remind you of your third journal assignment that's due this Friday by 3:30. It's on stereotypes. It is to define stereotype using a dictionary or the internet, then answer the following questions. How do prejudices lead to stereotypes? What are some of the stereotypes from the novel? And then what are some stereotypes that you witness at school or maybe in your life? And make sure that you are answering the entire question. So don't just define stereotype, but make sure you get all of those answered. And again, this is not due until Friday by 3:30, and this is on nowriting.com. And that's all I have for you guys. So just to read chapter 10, make sure that you get your third journal assignment finished. And of course, like always, I will be on Zoom tomorrow, like I always am. I'll send out the code, the meeting ID, the password on Remind, like I always do. And I hope to see you guys. It's been good to see everybody on Zoom that's been joining, just to see your faces. And if you have any questions, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.